I welcome you to this session of ISO 9001-2015, and today we are going to discuss clause number 8.3.2, Design and Development Planning. So first of all, as usual, I'll read out the requirement to you as given in the standard. Clause 8.3.2, Design and Development Planning. In determining the stages and controls for design and development, the organization shall consider A to J. There are so many points in this. A, the nature, duration and complexity of design and development activities. This is number one. B, the required process stages including applicable design and development reviews. C, the required design and development verification and validation activities. D, the responsibilities and authorities involved in the design and development process. E, internal and external resources needs for the design and development of products and services. F, the need to control interfaces between persons involved in the design and development process. G, the need for involvement of customers and users in the design and development process. H, the requirements for subsequent provision of products and services. I, the level of control expected for the design and development process by customers and other relevant interested parties. And J, this is the last point, the documented information needed to demonstrate the design and development requirements have been met. So this is all, this is a slightly longer clause, and let us discuss it in more detail now. So as the topic says, it is regarding design and development planning for the design and development of products and services which are to be provided to the customer. So the various stages of design and development have got to be developed, and the organization has to consider various aspects which we are going to discuss now. A is the nature, duration and complexity of design and development activity. How complex is the design? What is the nature of the product? What is going to be the duration of the design? And design and development activities, for how long we are going to carry out, how long it is going to take, whether it's a complex design or it's a simple product or simple process, whatever it is. So this is the very first thing. So the nature, duration and complexity of design and development activities, this is the very first thing which has to be considered and captured, and a record is to be maintained. B, the required process stages including applicable design and development reviews. So what are going to be the process stages in the design of the product and services? There could be various data requirement, like in case of construction, the soil testing, flood data, any other data which is required for the construction activities. So required process stages including applicable design and development reviews. At what stages we should be carrying out the reviews. So once it has got to be predetermined so that reviews are not missed out. And these stages have got to be written so that a record has to be maintained, so that we carry out step by step. All the processes are detailed out, including the applicable design and development reviews. Reviews are whether the design was carried out according to the laid out plan or according to that process which we have spelled out. Those are the reviews. C, the required design and development verification and validation activities. So in verification activities, we verify whether all stages of the design and development, all data has been considered, the design has been carried out according to the predetermined plan. So that is the verification. And validation, that means trying out the product in the actual user condition. In the actual user condition, we have to carry out testing of the products and services. So there are certain complex products where the physically it is not possible. So there are ways of verifying the design through the computerization or through computer capabilities. We have to consider verifying the design, whether suppose it's a bridge, then the load carrying capacity and how much we have built into it and how much load it can carry. So all that has to be carried out, has to be verified and validated according to the validation plan which we prepare based on the design aspects of the particular product or service. So the required design and development, verification and validation activities have to be carried out. Validation, as I told you, it is the how the product is going to behave in the actual user condition. And there are certain products which cannot be put into this kind of situation where we can check them in the actual user condition. So for that we can take advantage of the computerized programs and things like that, so that we can verify whether the design is meeting the requisite requirement or not. Now, D is responsibility and authorities involved in the design and development process. Design and development process, it will depend on how complex is the product, and the organization or the responsibility and authorities of the people who are working on the design will depend on how complex is the product or the service. So accordingly, we have to consider a team where we have to fix the responsibilities of the persons who are going to head the various aspects of design, and under them what is the organization which will be working towards preparing that design. So the responsibility and authorities involved in the design and development process, this has got to be spelled out and documented properly so that there is no doubt about it, and it has to be provided to the people who are working on the design, so that there is an organization working and there are people who are guiding, there are people who are working on the design process, and there are people who are checking the design, verifying it, and seeing whether all the things have been taken care or not. Now E is internal and external resource needs for the design and development of products and services. The organization may not have all the capabilities available within the organization. So what help has to be taken from outside, that has to be, so the need for the internal and external resource, what resources are needed by us for carrying out the design and development of products and services, has got to be considered, and this has to be put in black and white so that positive action can be taken to provide these resources and hire them from outside, and they are available in time for carrying out the design and development of the products and services. And F is need to control interface between persons involved in the design and development process. So we have to ensure that the interfaces between the persons involved in design and development process is that interface is working. That means people are guiding the design, who are supposed to carry out the design process, and checking whether they are on the right path or not, whether the design is progressing according to the design plan or not. So need to control the interfaces between persons involved in the design and development process. This has to be very clearly put on in black and white, so that there is no doubt about it, and the design is carried out according to the plan, and the interfaces are controlled accordingly. Now, G is need for involvement of customer and users in the design and development process. How far we need to involve the customer in the design process, that will depend on the complexity of the design, the kind of product, and where the involvement of the customer is necessary. We should be involving the customer and ensuring that all their needs and expectations are met, all the regulatory requirements are met, all the requirements spelled out by the customer and by the organization are met. So accordingly, we have to involve the customers and users in the design and development process. Now, H is requirements for subsequent provision of products and services. Requirement for subsequent products and services. That means once the design is complete, then what are the requirements for subsequent provision of products and services? How that design has got to be implemented, how that product is going to be manufactured, that should be how the design is going to be used. So these things, whatever is necessary pertaining to the design aspect, for example, for civil construction, the design must be good for construction, stamped duly and signed by the designers. So we have to be sure that they are good for construction, and then only the construction work can be carried out according to those designs. So this is H, requirement for subsequent provision of products and services. And then we go to I, the level of control expected for the design and development process by customers and other relevant interested parties. So level of control, to what extent we are going to involve the customers and other relevant interested parties has got to be very clear to the people who are carrying out the design work. So it has to be pre-documented and accordingly followed, so that there is no doubt about at what stages they have got to be involved. Now J, this is the last point, the documented information needed to demonstrate that design and development requirements have been met. So the documented information or records have got to be maintained that the design has been carried out step by step according to the plan that was made and prepared by us. So the documented information or the records have got to be met, have got to be maintained to demonstrate that the design and development requirements have been met. So these records have got to be maintained fully and completely. And this is the last point. This is slightly longer clause, but the steps are quite clear, and I hope you have understood the requirement fully and completely. But by any chance, if there is anything which is not clear to you, please put your comment below this video so that I can explain that aspect to you once again, and there is nothing which is not clear to you. So if you are liking my videos, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and also share my videos with your friends and colleagues so that they can also take advantage of whatever discussion is taking place between us. And also please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that as and when I load my videos, the information will reach you without any delay and you will be able to watch my videos. And the next para is 8.3.3, design and development inputs, which we shall be discussing on next Sunday. So thank you very much for watching my videos, and see you again on next Sunday when we will discuss clause 8.3.3, design and development inputs. Bye bye. See you.